Boyfriend, 27M, says anime sex doll should not be competition for me, 24F. My boyfriend is a redditor. He doesn't use r/relationship_advice I'm pretty sure, but I'm really hoping he somehow sees this post. I'm half here for validation because I feel like I'm going insane and can't tell anybody I know for obvious reasons. But if I am being unreasonable, please tell me. My boyfriend has a sex doll. It's not like Lars and the real girl, it looks like an anime girl and couldn't pass for a real person. This is why he refuses to get rid of it. He says I shouldn't be jealous because she's fulfilling an impossible void. No real woman could have boobs and an ass like hers, hair like hers, be willing for any act all the time, etc. He doesn't see her as a real person and he says it's the same as me owning a dildo or something. I don't own a dildo. I'm 24 and I thought both of us were too mature and financially unstable to waste money on sex things we could just do with each other, but the anime doll apparently disagrees. He keeps her in our bedroom closet, but I literally have my clothes in there. I don't want to break up, but the longer I live with him the closer I am to snapping and setting it on fire. How can I phrase the fact that I want him to get rid of it in a way that doesn't make me seem jealous or prudish or unreasonable? And am I being any of those three things? To answer some questions, yes, he did tell me he prefers sex with the doll, but he says it's only natural and he doesn't expect an actual woman to compare. Yes, I'd be fine with a pocket pussy. I also didn't mean to shame any dildo owners, by the way. I just personally feel like it would be a waste of money for me. I said mature because we're not exactly rich and this thing costed a lot of money and the clothes, accessories, etc. have just been adding up. He has rejected me for the doll before, but not often enough that I would put it in the post. It is a general rule that I can't try to come in while he's with it, though. Tell him if it's better with her, then she can be his girlfriend from now on, since you prefer boys that are into partners that breathe. Whoa, my first award. This is where I say thanks, kind stranger, right? I'm sure if you told him you are leaving him due to the sex doll he wouldn't mind one bit. This is the guy you're really gonna settle for at 24? You're really willing to spend the next 50 plus years with a guy who puts the needs of a sex doll above your own? Read your own post-op. Oh my god, run. This is the most Redditor thing I've ever heard, holy shit. Also yeah, of course the story is fake, who the fuck wouldn't realize that? I, 17F, saw my best friend's dad, 30SM, with a girl, 18F, who has been saying she's had a crush on him since she was 12. Should I tell my best friend what I saw or keep my mouth shut? Hey everyone. So my best friend's name is Alex, we're both 17F. When we were younger, 11, 12ish, we had this friend named Lauren. Alex has a really big house and a lot of cool stuff, so about every week we would have a sleepover in her den. It would be me and her, Lauren, and a few other girls. Lauren started saying that she had a crush on Alex's dad, which we all thought was weird but just kinda ignored. Then it got weirder and she was saying that she wanted to have kids with him and everything, so Alex finally talked to her and told her she thought the whole thing was weird and if she kept saying stuff like that she wasn't going to be able to come to her house anymore. Lauren stopped and everything was fine for a while, but then we just sort of naturally grew apart from Lauren. We were still friends with her and everything, but she didn't really come over or anything. She'd still talk about Alex's dad, though, just not directly to Alex. At one point she said she had given him a BL/W job, but he wasn't even in the country when she said it had happened. He had been on vacation with Alex and her sisters. Anyway, yesterday my brother and I went to the mall kind of far away and I saw Lauren and Alex's dad and they were clearly together and were acting like really affectionate and everything. My brother told me that we need to keep our mouths shut about this because it's none of our business, but I really don't see how I can't tell Alex about this, even though I know she's going to tell her mom if I tell her. But shouldn't her mom know? I feel like I'm betraying Alex if I don't tell her, and if she finds out I knew without telling her it would end our friendship. To answer, yes, he's still married to Alex's mom, and no, he's not exactly 30. I said 30s BC. I don't know exactly how old he is. My dad is 43 and I know her dad is a little younger. I have a pic of Alex's dad and Lauren together. tell Alex. It's better if you have a picture of it. The family deserves to know. I have a picture. They were out in public in a mall. I think it's fair game. You need to tell your parents first before you tell your friend and ask them to speak to Lauren's parents on your behalf. Or the school counselor or something and tell them everything. But speak to an adult before you talk to your friend, because it sounds like your friend's dad has groomed and been grooming Lauren, and that's very serious. Have to tell your friend and be whatever support you can. But letting responsible adults know first, especially school, will mean that safeguard measures can be taken to protect Lauren first. Whereas telling your friend straight away might mean she then blows up at her dad, giving him time to convince Lauren to lie about the nature of their relationship and how long it's been going on if she hasn't already. You need to tell your friend, but you can delay that by a day while still being a good friend and telling your friend you were so shocked it took a few days to wrap your head around it before you realized you should let Alex know. This is the most sensible comment here. Can't help but find it odd that a 12-year-old girl develops an obsession with a grown man that intensely and over such a long period of time. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he has been texting her, manipulated her and possibly sexually abused her from when she was still a child. Please let us know how it goes. If it was my close friend personally, I'd say something, but there again I would have also approached them in the mall and said hi, smiley face, me too, with video recording. If this crush developed while she was underage, I'd be concerned that the relationship between them may have began then too. My 21F sister, 19F, told me I was a bad sister for not convincing her to have an abortion. My sister has 3 years / a son. She had him when she was only 16. I was the first person besides her boyfriend that she told that she was pregnant. At the time I did advise her to have an abortion. She didn't want to because her boyfriend gave her false hope that he'll be involved in its life. When our parents found out, they didn't even try to convince her not to because they pro-life. Now the baby's dad isn't even involved, he just pays child support. Yesterday we got into an argument. She wanted me to babysit her son while she went out with friends. I told her I couldn't because I had to study. Then she kept begging and I kept saying no, and she chose to be a mom. Then she got all upset and said this is all my fault and I was a bad sister because as her big sister I should have convinced her to have an abortion. Then she stormed off. Is this really all my fault? Should I have tried harder to convince her to have an abortion? If the whole family had dragged her kicking and screaming into the abortion clinic, she would resent you guys for that, too. What? No, none of this is your fault. She had sex, she got pregnant and she decided to have the baby all by herself. It would have been a very RSH move to insist on anyone else having an abortion. Ultimately she made her bed, now she has to lie in it. It's not your fault that she changed her mind. No, this is called displacement. She's not mad at you, she is mad at herself. But it is easier to blame you than face the fact that her decisions have brought her to this place. It's like when a person gets absolutely flipped out, insane angry at the affair partner, but not at the who actually did the cheating. She's trying to deflect blame. She chose to have the kid. You didn't force her to do it. She's just having a tantrum. Don't listen to her and focus on yourself right now. She regrets her decision and doesn't want to take responsibility for it. None of this is your fault.